Hi, I'm Dr. Whitcomb. Today I'd like to talk to you about what causes your fibromyalgia symptoms and why you feel like you do. I am a chiropractor who has practiced for 32 years. I am now have been a candidate and accepted into the holistic community. I'm a holistic practitioner, and I'm really excited about the upgrade, and this is much more in line with what I'm doing because my work has moved from more of an aggressive approach to a more gentle approach where we're using trigger point therapy and pressure treatments to take care of the symptoms. Now let me explain how that works. Patient comes into the office and they're having massive pain, insomnia, depression, fatigue, irritable bowel syndrome, those type of things, and we'll test. And when we test, usually the symptoms will get significantly better or maybe go away completely during the time of the testing. And that is because fibromyalgia is all my work, my opinion. I can't make any big claims. And I'm sure somebody disagrees with me, but I got thousands of patients who are well today who would be glad to testify to the same thing. But fibromyalgia actually is caused by a compression in the upper neck on the spinal cord structures. We have techniques we can use to decompress that. When we decompress that and take the pressure off the spinal cord structures, the symptoms get better or disappear. That takes about 5 to 10 minutes. If those symptoms stay gone for 2 weeks, you don't need hardly any treatment to get well at all. If they stay gone for 5 minutes, you're probably going to be seeing me 3 times a day. So we don't know exactly until we test you, but we do know that the vast majority of people who have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia respond very well to the treatment. If I've got a group of people at 25, maybe 2 or 3 won't respond well. That has been my experience. I can't put that into hardcore writing right now. Although we do, on this site, you can look up, and we have studies that we've done in the office. You can look up and see the results. I never touched these studies. They were all information collected on paper by our staff members and performed by our patients. So you can see exactly, what we found. The reason you feel like you do is because when you pull on enough nerve fibers, you go into sympathetic mode. If you're in sympathetic mode, you're in fight or flight. You don't sleep, you don't digest food, you're not interested in sex. You do everything that you would do in fight or flight, like fight or run or whatever you need to do. Parasympathetic is good for the relaxing, eating dinner, making love. Those type of things are what are consistent with parasympathetic. This is why your food doesn't digest, and this is why you don't sleep at night, and this is why you're so exhausted all the time, absolutely exhausted, because you are living in sympathetic mode day and night all the time. For almost all my patients, it just doesn't turn off, and it makes you feel absolutely miserable. If fibromyalgia typically will start with the neck and the shoulders. I have seen it start in the low back. I don't even understand how that can happen, but it does. And it starts in the neck and shoulders typically and works its way down. If it's in your hips already, you're having hip pain, typically the other symptoms combined with all the pain you're having, you're totally disabled. You're living at home taking antidepressants, anti-anxiety, and some form of pain pills. Usually my patients are on methadone, fentanyl, Dilaudid, morphine, this type of stuff. It is rough. And are they loaded and having a good time? No. Pain eats up that medication, so they're not hanging out being loaded all day unless they're really abusing it. They're actually in pain, and it just makes it better. It doesn't even take it away, and it fogs their mind. This brings us to another point. The reason you have foggy mindedness is the same reason if you give your computer too much to do, that it runs out of RAM. And it just sits there, and you have to wait on it. Your brain is trying to process this mass amount of information that's coming up from all these nerves firing, and it overwhelms to the point where you just can't think straight. As soon as we take that away, usually at the time of the testing, your mind clears up, you wake up, you go, wow, what just happened to me? And then as we put you through treatment to make that as permanent as we can, Your mind clears up, you feel good. Most of my patients walk 3 or 4 miles a day. They're usually 90 to 100% symptom free before they leave for 2 weeks. And that's kind of how we determine things. We have set standards. This is not just, hey, come in and I'm going to sign you up for a whole bunch of treatments, and even though you're not hurting, we're going to treat you forever. We don't do that. We send you home, we wrap it up, we have an end point, we educate you so you can take care of yourself towards the end after we got it stable, and that's how we work it. That's why you feel like you do. Please feel free to contact me. Appreciate it if you'll subscribe to my channel and like it. It helps me reach other people. And if you would, please tell other people. It's my mission to get this out to as many people as we can so we can get fibromyalgia patients well. I'm an old guy now. I have a limited practice. I only take a few patients, and most of my patients, like I say, come in and stay here. We work out deals with hotels and things so they get good deals. So if you're interested, give me a call or just write me and I'll get back with you. Thank you so much.